Meta is slashing its global workforce. The tech giant says it's shifting money and staff toward, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. The company told employees in April that these job cuts were coming. Meta began laying off 8,000 employees yesterday. It's about 10% of its workforce. Another 7,000 workers will be reassigned to new AI-related teams. Hugh Langley joins us now. He covers tech news as a senior correspondent for Business Insider. Hugh, good morning and welcome, joining us from London. Explain for our viewers how these cuts compare to Meta's previous layoffs and if it's really all about AI.
So Meta has made a few cuts over the last few years. 2022, 2023, it cut roughly 20,000 employees. Now, at the time, some of that CEO Mark Zuckerberg blamed on too much hiring through the pandemic, and then this push towards being more efficient. AI was around, but it wasn't really front and center of the conversation. What's striking, obviously, this time around, the company cut around 8,000 employees this week. What's striking is that obviously AI is far more central to the conversations that are being had around these cuts, and also that Meta is performing very well. I mean, the stock price is up a considerable amount over 2023, and the company continues to have quarter after quarter of really good earnings. So it's not about company performance, but yes, a lot of the focus being put on AI and the vast amount of money that Meta is investing right now, specifically in CapEx. It's spending extraordinary amounts of money to build out the infrastructure to support AI. And in the note to employees this week, the laid off staff were told this is happening because we have to, offset these other investments.
And help our viewers understand the connection between layoffs and Wall Street, because usually when a company even announces a reduction in its labor force, its stock value increases. And what I'm hearing from a lot of Silicon Valley folks who get the boot is that sometimes they're called back to help baby the AI systems they're being replaced with because they do hallucinate and cause some mistakes. So is it a bit more complicated than it seems?
It's a bit more complicated, and it also depends on the company. We're seeing a lot of layoffs right now across the tech sector. Some of it is being blamed directly on AI, with CEOs saying, yep, we're doing this because AI is able to take up some of the work now. Some of it is being a little more hidden, words like investments and things like that are being used. In the case of Meta, look, I mean, what's fascinating about this company in particular is CEO Mark Zuckerberg has been on a really aggressive push to make the company what he calls internally AI native. He has this vision of basically cutting out middle managers, almost getting rid of a lot of managers entirely, smaller teams working more with AI, and trying to be more efficient that way. So, but to your point, they need the AI to work, right? You mentioned about people coming back to work on these models and baby them somewhat. So, something that's really happening right now, you mentioned 7,000 people this week inside the company are also being redeployed to work specifically on AI tooling. A lot of this is going to be around tools that Meta is using internally and the models internally, but also the models that they are selling to customers and enterprise as well. So there's a lot of different things happening here. The bottom line is Mark is really trying to push Meta to be an almost new model for what a tech company could be, completely upending this org structure and really doubling down on AI. And obviously, if it works, it could create a whole new model of what a tech company could look like, or it could go the other way and completely crater. So that bit remains to be seen.
Yeah. Anyone remember the Meta goggles and that virtual world they were investing in? Didn't work out so well. We'll see how this ends up. Hugh Langley joining us from London. Thanks so much.